Greetings, this is Paul the Poke from paulthepoke.com. Today's topic, trend update, temple, red heifer, priest identification, and it's April 2016. The scripture reference is Exodus 28 verse 1, Then bring near to yourself Aaron, your brother, and his sons with him, from among the sons of Israel, to minister as priest to me. Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, Ithamar, Aaron's sons. And the reference is the Temple Institute is looking for a few good men. The modern day Temple Institute has begun looking for the priestly line of Aaron. And they see this as the second stage toward building the temple, or rebuilding the temple. And they are trying to identify a list of Jewish priests who are eligible to prepare the ashes of the red heifer for the temple. And the Jewish term for priest is Kohan, singular, plural, Kohanim. I-M is the ending, which makes it plural, much like S is in English. And a potential resume for such priests or Kohanim: the man must be born from the line of Aaron and be able to prove it. He must be born and raised in Israel. The Kohan must not have come in contact with the dead, whether that's a person or an animal. The potential priest cannot be born in a hospital, has no history of ever visiting a hospital, so he can never have been in a hospital. And if the potential priest has visited a cemetery, he has been discarded. He's not eligible. These are just some of the ceremonial cleanliness laws that are noted in the law, or the Torah of the Bible, specifically Exodus, Numbers, Leviticus, Deuteronomy. And if you're interested in these types of legal aspects of being a priest, do go to templeinstitute.org. They also have information. They have a Facebook page, keyword Temple Institute. An eligible list of potential priests, if they can find a few, will begin training for the preparation of the red heifer, the sacrifice and the burning of the red heifer and the ashes that are required for the purification prior to the building or the rebuilding of the next temple. If you're interested in specific directions regarding the red heifer purification and priestly function, please see Numbers 19, 1 through 10. And there could be an entire post dedicated to red heifer preparation and purification. If you're interested in that, go to the Temple Institute, or templeinstitute.org, and they have a page and a section of their website dedicated to the red heifer. So in order to purify the ashes for the temple, you've got to have a red heifer. And as recently as last year, 2015, they thought they had identified a red heifer, but it was deemed to be not appropriate in New Jersey. So New Jersey, they thought they had a red heifer, but it was discarded. The Temple Institute is absolutely committed to finding and possibly raising a red heifer. And they're not looking to find just one. They are more than willing to throw numbers at this now. And they're willing to raise a herd of red heifers. They're just not sitting around anymore waiting for one to be born. They're trying to make it happen. And they've joined forces with a cattle rancher in Israel. And what they've done is they've applied the best of different breeding techniques, genetics, and embryology. And they have frozen embryos of red Angus cattle, and they have implanted these, I guess you would just say it's like in vitro fertilization for cattle into the Israeli cattle. And so they're using genetics and modern science to try to bring about a herd of red heifers. Numbers 19, 1 through 2. So here's some of the qualifications of the red heifer. Then the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, This is the statute of the law which the Lord has commanded, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel that you may bring that they may bring you an unblemished red heifer, in which there is no defect, and on which a yoke has never been placed. And when they mean unblemished, this heifer has to be absolutely red. The hooves are red, the nose is red, all the hair's red. I mean, if they find one or two hairs that are not red, it doesn't count. It has to be genetically pure. They do genetic testing on these things. This thing cannot be sick or have any kind of imperfection. It doesn't count. And I mean, they get out magnifying glasses. They do DNA tests. They thoroughly investigate this heifer to make sure it is pure. And they're very committed to it. Make sure that the yoke has never been placed on the red heifer. Not just placed on the red heifer, but the heifer cannot have done any work of any type, and they have a long list of tasks that would be considered work. This heifer has to be absolutely pure. And Rabbi Chaim Reichman of the Temple Institute makes this quote, This is a huge jump for the Temple Institute and a huge leap for the Jewish people. For the first time in 2,000 years, after miraculously returning to the land of Israel, we are beginning the process of reinstating the biblical purity of the Jewish priesthood. And they're very serious about this. They want to bring about a third temple. The Kohanim, the priests, have begun lighting the menorah using pure olive oil for the first time in 2,000 years. The Sanhedrin has recently begun marking time as directed in the Bible, with the idea of the new moon or Rosh Chodesh for the first time in 2,000 years. So keep your eye on Israel. Keep your eye on what's going on in and around the Temple Institute and the Sanhedrin. They want to rebuild the third temple. If you're interested in these sort of things, please feel free to check out www.paulthepoke.com. Keyword temple or red heifer. Red heifer information is very popular on the blog site, so check it out. Also, check out templeinstitute.org. They have lots of information as well. Thanks for listening. Bye.